Minnesota Vikings evaluate signing Justin Simmons to bolster secondary and extend Harrison Smith's impact. After a nearly flawless regular season in 2024, in which the Minnesota Vikings posted an excellent 14-3 record, the painful elimination in the wildcard round left a bitter taste and a clear lesson. The franchise is still missing key pieces for it to consolidate itself as a real title contender. Even after reinforcing the defensive line with big names like Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave, the board has not taken its foot off the accelerator. And now, the focus seems to be on the defense's backfield. In a survey published by Gilberto Manzano from Sports Illustrated, the Vikings were pointed out as the most suitable destination for experienced safety Justin Simmons, one of the most coveted free agents still available on the market. At 31, Simmons has 3 consecutive Pro Bowl selections, 2021-2023, under his belt, as well as 4 second-team All-Pro nods. Even coming off a brief stint with the Atlanta Falcons, where he had solid performances with 62 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups in 16 games, Simmons remains a high-level player. And, perhaps more importantly, one with the maturity to fill a pressing void in the Vikings' defensive system. Simmons' presence, a relief for Harrison Smith, and a tactical upgrade for Flores. With Cameron Bynum's departure to the Indianapolis Colts this offseason, the Vikings lost not only a productive starter, but also a key communication pillar in the secondary. Defensive coordinator Brian Flores, known for his aggressive blitzing and multiple coverage schemes, relies on safeties who combine game intelligence with athleticism. Simmons, in that sense, fits the bill perfectly, more than just replacing Bynum. Simmons' arrival would allow the team to better manage the playing time of veteran Harrison Smith, who is entering his 14th NFL season at age 36. Smith is still a respected name in the locker room and on the field, but the workload and physical wear and tear that come with age require care. And Justin Simmons represents the ideal piece to share responsibilities without compromising performance. Flores' scheme demands solid coverage, constant rotation and versatility, and Simmons can offer all of that, Manzano highlighted in his article. He can line up as a free safety, slot into nickel packages, and still provide a physical presence in the box when needed. For Minnesota, he would be more than a signing. He would be an extension of Harrison Smith's competitive longevity. The Vikings' offseason has already been praised by the specialized media as one of the smartest in the league, mixing surgical investments in experienced veterans with the retention of promising youngsters. The defense, once considered a chronic weak point, has gained strength on the line, depth at linebacker, and is now about to receive a boost in the secondary. With Simmons, the rotation of safeties would gain new dynamism. The group formed by Smith, Josh Metellus, and Theo Jackson would have a true ball hawk capable of reading the entire field and forcing turnovers, an essential weapon in a division that has quarterbacks like Jared Goff, Caleb Williams, and Jordan Love. In addition, the addition of Simmons would solidify the new profile of Minnesota's defense: experienced, physical, and with a knack for dominating possession. With J.J. McCarthy ready to take over the command of the offense after recovering from the injury that took him out of last season, the team enters 2025 with high expectations. The offense remains strong, with players like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ. But the big difference for a truly dominant campaign may actually be on the other side of the ball. Signing Justin Simmons isn't just about strengthening the safety position. It's about experience. It's about leadership. It's about sending a clear message that the Vikings are no longer satisfied with just making the playoffs. They want to win. They want to make it to the Super Bowl, and to do that, every piece counts. Minnesota Vikings consider signing Tyron Smith to protect the future of the franchise, J.J. McCarthy. With their sights set on an ambitious 2025 campaign, the Minnesota Vikings are seriously considering a bold move that could completely transform the protection of quarterback J.J. McCarthy, the signing of veteran Tyron Smith, one of the most respected and dominant tackles in the NFL over the last decade. According to information from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, the Vikings management has been in contact with the players' representatives, who, at 34 years old, is still among the most desired names in this phase of free agency. Smith ended the 2024 season defending the New York Jets, where he proved that he still has the technical refinement and efficiency that made him famous over the years with the Dallas Cowboys. Despite a history of injuries that, at times, limited his availability, Smith was an example of consistency on the field last year. According to data from Pro Football Focus, PFF, he allowed pressure on less than 4% of his passing snaps, an impressive rate for a player his age and with so many miles on the clock. In addition, his experience in big games and his natural leadership in the locker room make him a valuable asset, especially for a franchise that is betting on a young quarterback. Drafted with the 10th overall pick in 2024, J.J. McCarthy represents the future of the franchise. At just 21 years old, the former Michigan player enters his second year as a professional, still looking to establish himself as a regular starter after missing most of last season due to injury. The Vikings coaching staff, led by Kevin O'Connell, believes that McCarthy's development depends directly on his protection, and Tyron Smith could be the ideal anchor for the offensive line. There is a consensus within the building that protecting McCarthy needs to be a priority, said Ben Gersling, a journalist for the Star Tribune. A player like Tyron can accelerate the learning curve for a young quarterback by providing pocket, time and stability on the blind side. Minnesota's offensive line has been inconsistent in 2024, especially on the left side, where turnovers and injuries have affected the unit's consistency. Smith, with his refined technique and vast experience, would fill that void immediately. General Manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah is analyzing the financial terms of a potential offer with an eye toward a short-term contract with a strong performance bonus, a smart way to mitigate medical risks while still adding an elite talent. O'Connell's offensive system is also based on zone blocking and quick lateral movement, traits that align perfectly with Smith's athletic profile. He's more than just brute strength. Tyron is light on his feet, quick on pass rushes, and still manages to be dominant in the trenches, even at 34, said NFL Network analyst Brian Boldinger. Other teams, such as the Houston Texans and Pittsburgh Steelers, are also monitoring the player's situation. However, according to Report, Smith would be willing to listen to offers from teams with well-structured projects and real playoff chances. Exactly the scenario offered by Minnesota, which is coming off a 14-win season and a defense strengthened. In the off-season, the competitive environment, the stability of the coaching staff, and the promise of a promising young quarterback like McCarthy could be decisive factors in choosing Tyron Smith. In addition, the possibility of playing in a rising division against increasingly physical and complex defenses could motivate the veteran to take on yet another mission, protecting the future of a franchise hungry for success. After years protecting names like Tony Romo and Dak Prescott with the Dallas Cowboys, Tyron Smith could be about to embark on a new chapter, this time as a mentor and shield for a quarterback who is still beginning his journey in the league. If he does end up with the Vikings, Smith will not only bring security to McCarthy's pocket, but also locker room experience and a winning mentality to a team that wants more than just a playoff berth. The countdown to training camp has begun, and time will tell if Smith will accept the challenge of being the final pillar of an offensive line that promises to be one of the keys to the Vikings' success in 2025. One thing is for sure, if the front office can bring the veteran to Minnesota, fans will have good reason to dream big.